Hi guys, how are you? In this video I will tell you about Ayahuasca. This report was sent to me by one of my subscribers and it's pretty amazing. And first let's know a little bit more about ingredients of Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, liana of spirits, liana of the dead, a decoction drink, entheogen and hallucinogen, traditionally made by shamans of the Indian tribes of the Amazon basin and used by local residents to communicate with spirits, in order to obtain practical knowledge about the surrounding nature and achieve healing abilities by the human body. The classic ayahuasca drink is a 13-hour decoction of the Banisteriopsis caapi vine. To give the drink psychoactive effects, the leaves of the plants Psychotria viridis or Diplopteris cabrerana and others are added. Shamans can add more than 20 different plants to the broth. Each shaman has his own set. Mapacho is a common additive in the making of ayahuasca. The resulting decoction contains monoamine oxidase inhibitors, the alkaloids harmine and harmaline, as well as, if the above plants such as Psychotria viridis and Diplopteris cabrerana are added, the powerful psychoactive alkaloid N-dimethyltryptamine, DMT. Harmine and harmaline are believed to cause effects similar to telepathy, which is why the Colombian physician Guillermo Fisher Cardenas, who first isolated the active substance of the vine in 1923, called it telepathin. In Europe and North America, ayahuasca analogs are prepared using non-traditional plants containing the same alkaloids. Several plants grow in Australia, popular with the locals. Among them is the DMT-rich acacia. Decoctions are also made without DMT. The effect arising from DMT, in this case, cannot be qualitatively repeated in other conditions. An important component is shamanic songs. Like sound vibrations, the shaman observes the journey and, if possible, corrects it. It is believed that taking real ayahuasca without a curandero shaman can have disastrous consequences. In modern Western culture, various varieties of ayahuasca can be found. Such potions have their own special nicknames, such as Ayahuasca, Mushroomwaska, Shroomawaska for mushroom-based mixtures, or Pedroaska, from the San Pedro cactus, which contains mescaline. Ayahuasca intensively cleanses the body of worms and other tropical parasites. Worms are killed by alkaloids of the harmala group, of course if it was used, which are a good anthelmintic means. The first written mention of ayahuasca can be found in the records of early South American missionaries in the early 1600s. However, ayahuasca gained fame in Europe much later. In Brazil, on the basis of ayahuasca, religious movements arose, the most famous of which is called Santo Daime. Among these currents, one can most often find mystical teachings close to shamanism, as well as close to Christian teaching. There are churches of the Santo Daime religion all over the world. The first European country in which ayahuasca appeared was the Netherlands. Since the mid-90s of the 20th century, the Friends of the Forest organization, founded on the initiative of Santo Daime, began to operate in Amsterdam. It's contributed to the spread and popularization of the philosophy of ayahuasca in Europe. For safe consumption, it is necessary to follow the diet for some period of time before and after taking ayahuasca drink. As for the number of days of the diet, it is believed that the ritual will be more successful the longer the subject fasts. Ayahuasca is legal in most countries, including the European Union and the United States, as long as it does not contain DMT. The acute psychotic effect of the substance lasts about 8 to 10 hours and includes intense perceptual, cognitive, emotional and affective changes. Although nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea are common, accumulated evidence suggests safe action of ayahuasca.
You can find much more information about ayahuasca even in Wikipedia. And now make sure to get high, and let's start this amazing journey.
I visited 6 ceremonies so far. Each of them is a whole story by itself. In this story, I will mention the brightest events from my experience, describe the atmosphere around the ceremony, part before the beginning and after the end, and of course, we'll talk about the philosophy of ayahuasca. People say that you don't find ayahuasca, it finds you. The teacher appears when the student is ready for the lesson, so it is with ayahuasca. It will come to you when the time is right. It may seem to you like you made your way to ayahuasca by yourself, but at the ceremony you will understand what I mean. First time I heard about ayahuasca, 2013, but it found me at the 2017. Ayahuasca comes in some extraordinary way. Suddenly there is some kind of coincidence and you find contact with the right person, who will let you into this world. Of course, it happens only if you sent a request to the universe and asked for a meeting with the essence of ayahuasca. The community of psychonauts, for convenience of narration, we will denote them by this term, is very discreet. But on the other hand, shamans, and their assistants, helpers, they let new people into the community without any problem. Usually a new person comes from some experienced acquaintance who asks the shaman for him in advance. Usually shaman asks the newcomer about their health condition and whether they have had a psychedelic experience. The cost of the ceremonies I have attended is approximately $150. And here comes that day. The day of the ceremony. It's especially exciting the first time you're full of expectation, based on the information you've received about ayahuasca. But in fact, you have to go through a unique experience and you did not imagine anything even similar to this. No matter how much you read about it and listened, it is impossible to put it into words. Shaman sends the address where the ceremony will take place. During the summer, ceremonies are held outdoors around a bonfire. And in winter the room is heated by a fireplace. Shaman lays out crystals around him that refract light from candles. About midnight, the shaman announces the first circle. Here is complete silence around. You can only hear how the wind blows. Each person comes and takes the first portion of the bitter broth. When all the participants have took a portion and lie in their places, the live ensemble begins to play music. The music varies from calm to very emotional. Styles range from shaman's Indian music to rhythmic Spanish one. From the moment of drinking before the effects begin, it can take quite a long time. Sometimes you have to wait an hour or more. The first time I thought maybe the effect of ayahuasca was exaggerated and it would not work on me, but I saw people around me were already sick and high. And now comes the moment of entrance to the trip. It happens very quickly. Entering the world of ayahuasca is usually accompanied by visions of various climbing plants that spin you around and turn into a mandala. Complete derealization takes place very quickly and you begin to communicate directly with the universe or, if you like, with God. There are not and cannot be any masks. God sees you inside and shows you who you are. What you see there does not correspond in any way to what the ego imagines itself to be. The ego itself, in fact, ceases to exist. You are aware of yourself without the ego, but you are also aware of the ego, and you realize that your idea of yourself, whatever it may be, is just a concept in your mind. It's just a costume in which you usually walk, even alone with yourself. Not all the masks come off your face, and now you're out of costume. These feelings are not new to you. You feel like you remember something forgotten. In second part we will speak about visions and trip and philosophy of ayahuasca in details.
Some music and video in this movie belongs to the Roma Breaker. Check his channel to find more amazing music, nature and underwater views. He creating all this awesome content by himself. Link to his channel in description. If you like this video, you know what to do. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. This will motivate me to make videos more often. And guys, I still need more hours of views, so please check my channel for more interesting videos about different psychedelics plants and very intensive trips. Some of them ended in intensive care and mental hospital, so sometimes it's definitely better to watch than try. Don't smoke cigarettes and chemical poison.
Don't smoke cigarettes and chemical poison. Don't smoke cigarettes and chemical poison. Don't smoke cigarettes and chemical poison. Bye!